All right, the Lunchables is live again. Day 10 quarantine. I don't know what shirt if I've worn this before, if Joe's worn that shirt before. We're joined by Steve. He's never been on. Thank God. He's actually got the ZQ brand of sports shirt. So go to the store and buy that because you know you're not spending any money on bars, food, takeout, all that good stuff. So I know you have like disposable income unless I guess you work for Josh Harris in the Sixers organization, really.
Yeah, then you're screwed.
Then you're just screwed. So
yeah, then you're out. You're out.
Breaking news, I'm pretty sure Joel Embiid is picking up the tab for those guys that are getting that 20% decrease in salary. So shout out good guy Joe. But
also breaking news, if we followed you on Twitter and we currently don't, that's not our fault. So we're working on that.
Yeah.
Not sure what happened there.
Get your shit together, Twitter.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into it. First one we have is one movie you would delete from your brain because it was so good that you want to be able to relive it once again for the first time. And we're going to start with Joe.
All right, I actually went show instead of movie.
Okay, thanks for following the rules.
Yep, you got it. So I went show instead of movie, and mine was easy. Mine's my favorite show of all time, which is Sons of Anarchy. It is fantastic. FX had a run there. I think they still are.
They're still on a run.
Just had nothing but just bangers. Always Sunny, Sons of Anarchy. Justified I never watched, but I heard that was awesome.
Did you ever watch Nip Tuck?
I never got into that, but I heard it was awesome.
That was more like a housewife show.
But actually, the one guy in Justified, the one like main character, like badass dude, he's actually in Sons of Anarchy, and he plays a big-breasted transvestite. So
wow.
Yeah, you remember?
He's in that show?
Yeah, he's like the main. He's like the main guy on the show,
wow.
and he's the big tranny with the big boobs.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
That show. Yeah, that show was amazing. So I actually got to rewatch it last year or this past summer with my wife. She'd never seen it, so we got to rewatch it. But I would definitely erase it and do it all over again.
Yeah.
Show goes.
Don't be mad at me. I watched it. I couldn't get past the Ireland season. After the Ireland season, when they go to Ireland, that's when I just kind of dropped off.
Where they take the baby. That's tough to watch. And it's kind of slow and boring, too, to be honest with you.
I
actually missed that season by accident. So when I was watching it, so that was season 3, I believe. So when I caught up, they were already 3 seasons in. So I was trying to watch it on demand to catch up right before season 4 hit. So on demand, they only had seasons 1 and 2. And when season 4 dropped, I thought that was season 3. So I actually watched season 1, 2, and then skipped 3, went right to 4, and watched the rest. And I just remember being like, I feel like I missed something because it just seems like I missed a whole lot of something.
They talk about the IRA.
I skipped it in the beginning.
Where'd the IRA come from?
Yeah, I was like, what is going on?
I'm on the. I think this is a really hot take. I don't think Charlie Hunnam's that good of a actor. When he like gets really emotional and screams, I think it's. I think it's terrible acting. That really hurt. That really hurt for me to kind of continue with the series.
I'm fine with that take because
okay.
I can definitely agree with that.
Yeah, I'm actually okay with it too because he hasn't produced anything else that's really of any value either.
What's that new movie he's in with all the dudes? The Gentleman?
The Gentleman, yeah, with McConaughey.
Yeah, I heard
I would see that.
I hear it was terrible. Slow,
really?
Boring. He's not a badass. He's a gentleman. That's what I hear.
Ah,
yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah,
no, I think we all...
Did you know he's got an English accent?
Yeah, he's English.
Oh, yeah. Like hardcore.
Yeah, right, exactly. I don't know how you hide that for 7 seasons.
I actually just found out a year ago that Christian Bale was from Wales. I thought he was just American. He looks American, and then I for some reason watched an interview with him. He was just speaking British, and I was like, "Oh, who's this again?"
I like you said, speaking British.
Yeah,
like that's another language.
It is another language. It's a dialect. Gemma.
Oh, where are you going with this?
I'm going with. Hold on, I got a Gemma point.
Oh.
Bad bitch.
Real bad bitch.
Real bad bitch.
She might be the best mom in TV show history.
Top
Like,
5,
her
definitely.
Mom at the same time, because she's terrible, but she's awesome. Like, all put into one.
She's tippy-toeing the line.
Yeah.
Give me that.
Uh-huh.
Definitely beginning.
You murder your son's wife. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a tough look.
Beginning,
Spoiler alert, by the way.
hated Gemma. By the end of it, love Gemma. By whatever I watched. Moms typically do not get a good run in successful TV shows. The only one I can think of is like, you ever see Weeds on Showtime?
I didn't watch
Never
that
got
one.
into it.
All right, well, the mom in there was great. She was the main character. But like, you think about like, a lot of mothers that are in shows. Help me out here. Trying to think what I'm watching now.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm right now I'm watching Peaky Blinders, and it's not Tommy's mom, but Michael's mom.
Yes, Michael's mom.
Yeah.
Paul. Nope.
Yeah, right.
Shut-
I'm done with her.
Don't ruin anything for me. I've only seen the first season.
Fine. Yeah, I'm out on her.
Yeah. Mine's more recent, like very recent, like only like 4 episodes into the season, but it's an all-timer already. The new Little Dicky show, Dave.
I've heard of it,
Is
but
that
I haven't
good?
seen it yet.
It's that good. I would go back. I'm not a big like rewatch guy. Like I won't rewatch Game of Thrones. The only one I really ever rewatched was Sopranos. But I would rewatch Dave like multiple times. The jokes are awesome. I think it just hits this weird thing where I think in my next life I'll become a successful white rapper like Little Dicky.
There's still time.
There's still time. I think that time's passed. I'm 27. Probably had to get into this game when I was 18. I'm thinking the timeline usually takes about 10 years. I don't want to be the 37-year-old rapper named Little Cunnilingus. So yeah. But Dave's awesome. I would rewatch Dave, and I'm excited. I think tomorrow's the 5th episode. I'm excited for it already. It takes a lot.
Really? I haven't tuned in yet. I'll have to give it a watch.
Give it a shot. You'll burn right through it.
You're bust right now.
It's one of those. What do you think, Steve?
So, I think I was between a few. One being Sons of Anarchy, so thanks, Joe. And then I think the other one you just mentioned, Sopranos. So I'll go with my third option, which is The Wire.
Okay.
That show is an all-timer, and I've seen it now, I think 3 times. But if I could just forget it all happened, even though it happened in like 1999, and it's like fake HD television now, it's still totally worth the watch.
Yeah, and
Oh, yeah.
you
Wire's
would
so
skip
good.
season 2, right?
I would just forget that season.
Yeah.
And just forget it. Like, be like, all right, well, I'd pull a Joe. I'd be like, oh, I clicked on season 3 by accident. I forgot.
Exactly. I forgot about the dock workers. If you could,
Yes.
The only reason this is even a question is because the last season and a half and 2 seasons of Game of Thrones, otherwise, that would be easily the answer for everybody. Because that show
Yeah.
was incredible up until the last 2 seasons.
It was my answer until I remembered the last season, and then I was like, yeah, I don't think this is the one I can pick.
I was genuinely like upset because like I would get to Friday and be like, I can't wait for Sunday night, like so pumped, and then it would happen and I would just be like, I just threw away my entire weekend for this shit.
Yeah, right, and I don't want to relive that. Knowing what I know now, I don't want to build up
Nope.
to be let down again. I don't need that in my life.
Yeah, I hear you.
Steve, rank the Wire seasons 1 through 5.
Oh man. So I think it goes like 4, 3, 1, 5, 2.
Okay, I would agree. I hated 5 and I hated 2. 4 was awesome with the corner
I
kids.
wasn't a big fan of those, so that's why I put them last. But I really didn't like 2. But yeah, I think that's my order. I think I'm gonna stick with that one.
The only thing about 2 was when Sabatnik's kid shot the Indian dude. That was like the only thing that like actually was like, fuck. That was a good
Right.
episode. Right? No, I agree 100%. Hold on a sec. I think my mics are on, my AirPod mics.
It's picking fucking up everything.
Listen, we're still a more professional organization than Fox Sports 1, all right? I don't care what anyone says. The fact that we got this up and running and Skip Bayless couldn't live stream from his damn kitchen is saying something.
It makes you feel good.
It makes you feel good.
Everyone's basically on the same exact level playing field right now as us.
Exactly. Well, actually, you know what? It does.
ESPN. I can't find any.
No. Our next one.
And the Ocho, by the way. Speaking of.
Oh yeah.
You watched the Putt Championship? That was incredible.
I watched literally every single second of it.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
The Dodgeball Championship was the greatest comeback in American sports history.
Dude, down 12-2? How incredible.
Incredible. All right, so you might see this thing going around on Twitter. I don't know how they did it, but they basically just sequestered different areas of a Hunger Games kind of districts. I don't know why we got all of New England and the Northeast, and then right around California and Nevada they got just Las Vegas. I didn't understand who picked those districts, but we're doing 2 guys or women that you would take in the Hunger Games battle with you to survive, or at least have a good time in the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
You start, Steve.
So I was thinking a few different ways on this. I didn't know if we wanted to go real life people. So I kind of went a little opposite. I'm going to bring Tom Hardy, but I want him as Bane. I want him to embrace the darkness. I want him. He was born there. He can teach me everything I need to learn. And then I think I would go with Wonder Woman as well, just for a little female companionship. But she's also a badass, and if I need something, she could be there for me too. Because, you need to have something there to help.
Yes.
Listen, first off, I have two things I need to say. One, okay, I love Bane, but he went out like a little bitch in that movie, which was my biggest gripe with the whole movie, is that you build him up the entire time. He gets shot one time, boom, he's toast. It's and by Catwoman, which I have a big issue with that.
Well, that was kind of my plan though, was let him take care of everything in the beginning, and then he goes out real quickly and easily at the end, so then I can survive. If he goes down that,
okay,
that's I know what I need to do to kill him. Just takes one shot.
Okay, I respect that. 2, Wonder Woman, I like from a point of she's got all the power, she could do everything she needs to do. Now, when you say though bored and things, and I love you unconditionally, Wonder Woman is way out of your league and my league. So even last person on Earth, I think Wonder Woman won't. She's not going to accept any of us.
Yeah, I
from
know.
that point.
But if you spin it as we gotta save the world, you're what are you gonna do? You can't do it yourself. And it's just a one-time thing. We just have to do it once, and then that's it.
Listen, you get a shot at Wonder.
Very long.
You get a shot at Wonder Woman. It's not a one-time thing.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true.
I mean, the obvious answer is The Rock. I mean, if you're gonna get into a battle situation like the Hunger Games, 1, you want somebody who literally looks like a Greek god and a superhero, but 2, has also participated in a Royal Rumble. I feel like he's, got a little bit of experience. So, being one of the guys in there. So I think having The Rock on your side is a big benefit. Now, listen, if it's fight to the death, last man to himself, so at the end, I got to fight my own guys too, I'm toast, because The Rock's going to kill me in a second, but that's fine. And then I'm also going to take Mark Wahlberg. Reason being, small, shifty, fast little guy. He's like a slot receiver. He's like my Wes Welker. And 2, he's a tough guy. He'll make it to the end. And The Rock and Marky Mark have been in some movies together. They have a little bit of chemistry already built up, a little bit of teamwork action. So I think you put me, Mark, and Dwayne together, we're an unstoppable force.
Joe, did you just pick 2 people who kind of look like you, and if you put them together, I think you get you. If you take some features from The Rock, some features from Marky Mark, I think you have yourself a Joe Papaleo.
Steven, that is by far the nicest thing anyone's ever
What do
said.
you just come on the live stream and just suck up to Joe? What the hell is this?
Well,
you're making a lot of sense, Steve.
My role as chairman
one of the day
of
ones.
sports. I didn't know if you guys knew that or not, but that is my role here.
What are you trying to get a blogger's credit or something? Jesus.
Breaking news.
You're making a lot of sense, Steve. And you know what? Now that I think about it, you're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct.
Yeah,
they do
that's
look
what I
like
thought
me.
you were doing.
Yep, you're right.
Kyle, I'm interested. Who are you going with?
I'm going with
Well, he's
Triple
gonna
H.
look like him, so he's gonna go with Gumby and Pee Wee Herman.
That's fine. I'm going to choose Triple H because that guy doesn't age. And
That's fair.
don't know if you watched WrestleMania 30 the other day. That dude could still... Yeah, he could still bench press 350, throw up 500 on the squat rack, do 10 reps easy. And I'm going to go Exotic Joe because the Tiger King. I'm getting those tigers. And those tigers and everything. Now, this is Exotic Joe pre-jail. No one's going to want to touch the mullet. No one wants to touch the mullety guy. If he can bring his... Yeah, thank you. If you can bring his... That's not me. I'm way better looking than Gumby.
Your head is exactly the same shape.
That guy looks like that guy who had that that mugshot from a couple years ago where he had that dent in his head.
The dent in his head.
The only thing me and Gumby have are long arms and long stature.
Triple H, you're gonna take over the world.
So anyway, my Exotic Joe point. First of all, you're not touching the guy with the creepy mullet. He's got a gun stash better than, I want to say, the Army, the National Guard. If he brings his weirdo husband with no teeth with him, that's another... You're not touching that guy either. Not to mention the tigers, the bears, the apes, the gorillas, all those animals, and all those weird people that will die for Exotic Joe. So I just get in. I get Exotic Joe's confidence, just like I got Joe Papaleo's confidence. And then I come in here, and I snake my way in, and then I start controlling the narrative. And I start controlling Exotic Joe's people, the branded sports bloggers. And then we push Joe out, Exotic Joe in this one. And then we push Joe Papaleo out, and we go to dominance.
I don't like where that turned at the end, but I agree with you. If you can get Exotic Joe and even just one tiger, I think you're pretty good. I think you're set.
One tiger?
See,
that's it.
You think all I need is one tiger?
Well, plus Exotic Joe.
Did you watch The Tiger King?
Not yet.
Oh.
Yeah,
well, in the first episode, there was this thing that happened in Caneland, Ohio. They took out 50 tigers, and that was the police force. I need more than one tiger.
I don't know. I think if you get a crazy person and a tiger, and you're in because you remember The Rock versus a tiger, that's a pretty good match.
Oh, the tiger would murder The Rock.
Exactly. Once again, I'm on your side. We're on the same side here.
No, but you got to think that The Rock would probably at least have a weapon.
Yeah, maybe.
He's not gonna people's elbow my tiger.
It is. Well, I'll try.
he won't get far. No, I'm getting Exotic Joe's 286 tigers.
All right, I'm fine with that too.
Thank you. Just have tigers running all over the joint before you even know it.
Do you take... See, I think I'd like to change mine from Wonder Woman to, somebody like Guy Fieri.
No, you can't change yours.
Well, I'm just thinking, I gotta eat. And if you're gonna take a chef...
Guy Fieri would be the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
he'd be the best in the actual Hunger Games. If
Yeah.
you're hungry, that's where you take him.
Steve, this might be your first and last Lunchables ever with that pick.
Yeah. All right, well, I can appreciate that. I mean, you guys could have went better wrestlers, but I'll give them to you. You could have went Stone Cold, because there's always beer when Stone Cold's there. Or you could have went the guy who never dies, Undertaker. Come on. Hello.
Oh,
Damn, I didn't think about that one. That would have been a good one.
yeah, but The Rock has legitimately turned himself into a superhero. He's actually a superhero.
Yeah.
If all of a sudden, if there was breaking news tomorrow, and they just showed The Rock flying, and he just dropped down behind an anchor, he was like, "Hey, what's going on?" Nobody would think twice. They'd be like, "Oh yeah, The Rock flies now." That makes sense.
His only superpower is making bad movies.
What?
His only superpower is making bad movies. You heard me.
Well, I mean, yeah, if you're counting Fast and Furious.
Oh my God, what is wrong?
Worst
I don't
movie
understand
franchise
I don't understand the
history,
franchise hate.
Fast and Furious.
Very
At me.
Joe, do you have to go at 1? Do
What?
you have to go at 1?
I can be a couple minutes late.
All right, so
Because I need to talk about Kimmy K.
yeah,
and-
you go ahead with your Kim K point, and then I'll destroy it.
Okay. So, I'm a big Kimmy K supporter. I think she's a marketing genius, one of the smartest people of our time. Just the hot water heater kicking on. I've been banished to the washroom, by the way, guys. So this isn't. This is what the whole house looks like. Marketing genius. All right, I think we all agree with that. The song originally was a banger. I mean, it's a Kanye song, so obviously it's going to be a banger. But it was so very clear that she edited that font and that tape. Like, I don't understand how you cannot have Taylor Swift's back here, because she even like defends it on Twitter yesterday. And she's like, "Oh well, like I just showed snippets of it, you know, because it explained the whole story." No, it didn't, and that's literally called editing. I don't know how you say, "I didn't edit it. Here's the definition of editing. This is what I did." So, Kimmy K's great. You know what I mean? Awesome. She got rich for banging a D-level celebrity, but in this instance, Taylor Swift, the American dream, she is the one in the right here, and I would like a formal and public apology from Kimmy K.
Never going to happen. Steve, do you have anything to offer on this?
No, I kind of, I've been going back and forth on it myself, because at first I was like, Kanye went up and kind of ruined her speech, and then maybe he reached out to her because he was like, I'm going to try to, save things here and talk about how we can have sex together, and then called her a bitch. And then Joe's right. Kim's just put the pieces of the video out that she wants out. Listen, I don't do this like you guys do, but that's editing.
I mean, all right.
To the T. To the T. To the T.
Set this one back, both of you. If you don't think Kris Jenner released the unedited, leaked version of this video just to get the name in the headlines, because the coronavirus is dominating the headlines the last 2 weeks, you're an idiot, all right? It doesn't matter if Kim edited it. It doesn't matter if Kanye didn't tell her she was going to call her a bitch, because he did deliver the line after "I made Taylor famous" without the bitch. But this is kind of like the Isaiah Thomas thing. Is being called a bitch that bad? Do you need to be called a bitch to run up into the crowd or to get all high and mighty? I know, like, can't be calling people bitches and stuff, but like,
Ron Artest did once.
Yeah, I think Taylor Swift's kind of a bitch. I think Kim Kardashian, kind of a bitch. Kris Jenner, kind of a bitch. But if you don't think that Kris Jenner released this tape, I've got beachfront property in Iowa to sell you. Listen, I'm on Team Kim because what's their one main goal? Grab the headlines. Coronavirus, dominating the headlines. What'd Kris Jenner do? She reeled in the reins, pulled it back. It's going coronavirus 1A, Kim, Kanye, Taylor 1B, Exotic Joe 1C. All right?
Well, then let me ask you this. Okay, so I'm totally fine with that, and I think that makes sense because if Kim's a genius, Kris Kardashian's one of the smartest minds this world has ever seen.
I don't think Kim's a genius. I think this is Kris Jenner doing the puppet, being the puppeteer.
I don't know though. I think because I think originally the video leaking and everything, I don't think Kris Jenner had anything to do with that. If you told me she did, I would believe it.
Wrong.
I would believe it, but I don't think she did. So she started this whole snowball. Shout out. And but the fact of the matter is, you can't say you didn't edit a video when you clearly edit it and then describe editing. I mean, at the end of the day, she's wrong. Whoever released it or not.
She clipped it. She didn't edit it. She didn't put words or she clipped it.
I mean, yeah, but if you take apart from here and then take apart from also over here and then skip some of this, that's editing.
I mean, I listened to the whole 25-minute video. I saw nothing wrong with it.
I saw nothing wrong with the video. I saw something wrong with Kimmy K being a dirty liar.
I don't think so because, you're just defending your husband. You know, when you're married, Steve's married, in sick or poor, in Hollywood feuds or no Hollywood feuds.
Why haven't you proposed yet? Don't you live with your girlfriend?
I do. I've only been together with her for 7 years. But I'm just kidding.
You should start taking the next step.
It's not 7 years.
What do you think?
It hasn't been 7 years. Wipe that from the record. It has not been 7 years.
All right, I'm just saying. You guys live together. Do you guys have a dog together?
Don't turn this on me. We're talking about.
I'm asking questions.
We're talking about we can have this conversation privately offline. Because you're losing this battle, and I know this is why you're doing this. I know you're trying to turn this on me because you're losing.
I would never. I'm not.
Listen.
You just seems really nice, and you know what I mean? Like, do you guys have a dog?
Exhibit A. Kris Jenner turned her 30 years husband
Really nice.
to a man, or to a woman. She turned him to a woman for a ratings grab.
Kyle, why have I never met your girlfriend?
She's not real. What, like, if you don't think Kris Kardashian Jenner, whatever the hell her name is, has a hand in all of this, I just wrote this blog. She's over there in the window doing the Birdman rub gif right now, just like yes. The headlines.
I'm agreeing with you. I think
Yeah, I
she's
don't
the
think
man
you're wrong on
behind it. But but Kim is still wrong in her defense of what's going on. I think here's what I'll say. There's no way, shape, or form, no matter who released it or what was said, there's no way that Taylor was wrong. How about that? I think there's no way you can argue that.
Well, I mean, why would you even take that call? It was the most awkward call in the world. How about you just be like,
When
hey, Kanye.
calls, you answer. I mean, that's just...
Does he call everybody he's going to talk about? Like, was that talked about? I didn't listen to the phone call, but does he, like, call... Like, I couldn't imagine Eminem 10 years ago sitting down being like, well, let me call Sarah Palin and let her know.
Yeah, let me call Mariah Carey and just fucking...
Yeah, like...
he said on the call, he's like, you have an army.
True.
He's like, you literally have, like, your own world. He's like, so he wanted to call and make sure she was okay with it, just in case when you drop the line, that the Swifties or Swiftites wouldn't go ape shit on him, which I think is something smart to do.
It's brilliant.
But then if you're admitting, hey, you have an army, I don't want them to go nuts on me, and then you hide the fact that you're going to say something that she gets upset about, you're just wrong. You're wrong.
No, you're not. I don't agree with that because
You're wrong.
I would have shut the song down right there if I was Taylor Swift. He was like, who wants to have sex with Kanye?
Kim.
Why do you think she had a baby carrier, whatever they call that, the last one, surrogate?
But why call Taylor to tell her you're going to do something and then do the opposite? Why praise her and say, hey,
Exactly.
I don't want
if you're just going to
and then
if you're just going to do it, just do it.
Because
hey, listen, I'm going to call you a bitch.
He's a diabolical genius, and he just manipulated the shit out of her and was like, hey, listen, Taylor, I'm going to release this song. It's not that bad. And then he was going and say the line, and then he would, like, talk about something else. And then he was like, all right, I want to tell you the line. Like, hey, Kim didn't like it, but then she kind of grew to love it. But then she kind of grew to love it.
I can't
I would agree with you if you could somehow prove that Kris Jenner set up that call, because this is all happening from the fact that, like, that call happened, it became an issue, so then Kris Jenner was like, all right, fine, I'm good with Kris Jenner saying, all right, now let's release the whole tape and let's make a big controversy of it. But it's not like she put the wheels in motion for this years ago. It was like,
I don't think so.
I'm gonna sit on this.
I don't think so. I think she released the call. I think this was a Kanye thing to start, or a Kim thing, kind of like getting Kanye to do it.
Yeah, I agree. And
so
they were wrong for what they did. Taylor is not wrong. Taylor is innocent. She did nothing wrong, but
she greenlit it.
She got bamboozled. She got hoodwinked.
She greenlit it. It's called.
No, she greenlit something, not that.
What's it? It's not libel. It's when you can't get in trouble for saying a joke. Basically, what we can't get in trouble for.
Yeah, Joe. What is
I don't
it?
know. I don't know, but I'm glad we have it.
Get a lawyer.
What are you talking about, but
reciprocity. It's not reciprocity, but we'll just say it's reciprocity.
Yeah.
That sounds like legal jargon. Listen, whatever his creative mind and his genius Steve Jobs brain does, he can't be held accountable. I mean, he probably went back in and mixed the song 17 more times after he talked about it with her. Maybe that was the line. Maybe at the time that was the line. Without the bitch.
Yeah, and then maybe you listened to it and then was like, you know
But
what?
he didn't.
I gotta add that she's a bitch.
Joe, you ever write a blog? You ever write a blog and you go back and you think you told an awesome joke and then you reread it and then you delete that joke, maybe adding a bitch in there? Or fuck? Probably have.
No, I never have.
You're a liar.
All my jokes land.
You're going to lie there with your daughter inside your house. You're going to lie on this.
She's sleeping. And don't bring her into this. You're gonna lie with your girlfriend who could be your fiance, just
After
sitting there.
7 years,
Yeah, after 7 years, and a dog.
and a beautiful dog.
And look at that closet. That's a walk-in closet. You don't get a walk-in closet with somebody unless you mean it. All right? I don't even have a walk-in closet. All right?
Me neither, because
I'm married with a kid.
It's true.
I
You
would
guys
never
got
share a
you guys got
walk-in
like
closet
bills and
with
stuff.
Anybody, unless I knew that was the real deal Holyfield.
Yeah. That's the live stream. That's the live stream. I don't need we don't need this. Kim, Kanye, stay good.